The following is a production of WCMP Sports. It's time for high school basketball here on WCMP. Tonight we'll watch the Pine City Dragons getting set to take on the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. Tip-off is coming up shortly, but now we send it to the court for the pregame. And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, tonight to a girls basketball matchup here on WCMP 100.9 FM and, of course, streaming live at WCMPradio.com. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in here tonight, whether you're watching online at WCMPradio.com via our YouTube or you're listening live on 100.9 FM. Thanks so much for tuning in here tonight for this Great River Conference matchup between the Pine City Dragons and the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. Of course, as I mentioned, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in here tonight. It is the first home game of the season for the Pine City Dragons ladies basketball team. So this is their first time they've been home. Of course, last week, I don't think this team played any games, so it has been a while since they've been on the court, and they are extremely excited to get back out here, and I'm extremely excited to be back calling a game. I just called a game on Friday. That was a fun one, and I'm hoping this one is just as fun. These two teams meet each other at least twice during the regular season, and it's very rarely three times, but sometimes they do meet up in a tournament and or playoffs. But this year, no chances. They do play in different sections. Pine City plays in section, oh boy, now I forget. I know it's Class 2A, but I don't remember if it's section 6 or 5. It's section 6 because then Hinckley-Finlayson plays in section 7. I know they play basically the opposite sections of each other of like 6 and 7 or 5 and 6. I just couldn't remember which ones it was. But the Pine City Dragons are hosting the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars tonight, and it should be a good one here between these two teams. Of course, last week during the snowstorm, I was able to call a Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars girls basketball game against Ogilvie. Ogilvie having a fantastic season themselves up to this point, already 4-0 in the conference, and for Pine City, they've got some competition this year, some tough competition in Ogilvie, Hinckley-Finlayson, Rush City. I mean, this is a very tough conference year in and year out, but this year it just seems like the conference has just stepped its game up even more. As Pine City themselves is no stranger to conference games. They have played a conference game against East Central, and they're 1-0 in the conference already. So, again, they're no stranger to those conference games as they have played one against East Central in which they won 75-23. Again, they were supposed to play twice last week against St. Francis on the road and then at home against Chisago Lakes. Unfortunately, those games did not get played due to all the snow that we received here last week. So it will certainly be a white Christmas for everybody who was hoping for that, but the roads and everything just were not cooperating, and this week we're getting even more snow. I didn't know we were supposed to get any more this weekend, and then today we got even more, and we're supposed to get, I guess, 4 to 8 inches from now until Saturday. So plenty more where it came from last week, but no shortage of it, that's for sure. This winter looking like it's going to be plenty snowy. But as we look at these two teams, Pine City, as I mentioned, 2-1 coming into tonight. Their 2 wins over Mora and East Central. Their 1 loss came down at the Hopkins Breakdown Classic as they lost to Sauk Center 55-49. That's a close loss there. This Sauk Center team, they played them, I think, every year for the past 3 or 4 years, and it has come down to the last couple of points. I know, I think it was 2019, I believe it was, where they played them twice. They played them here at home at the end of the 2019-2020 season. I believe it was anyway, yeah. It was the end of the 2019-2020 season, and Pine City lost, I think, by a score of 44-42. Then they played them again in the section playoffs. It was the quarter or semifinal, and unfortunately they lost to them then. Then they played them the next year in the playoffs, and they lost. And they played them again, I believe, last year and fell. And then this year, unfortunately, fell by only 6 points. So it has been close. It has been close, but Sauk Center has had the Dragons number, and once we start playoffs, I'm sure Pine City will see them again, and they'll be looking to have their number come that time. Of course, it's a long season. Things can change, and so can teams and their lineups, so many things can happen between now and the playoffs. Of course, I just think back to the coach, playoffs? Playoffs? Yeah, we're talking about them already because the season just goes by that quickly. For Hinckley-Finlayson, they are 1-5 on the season, 0-2 in the section, or in the conference, and 1-1 in the section. Their one win came against Moose Lake Willow River, who does have a history of having a pretty darn good girls basketball team and boys basketball team, but this year Hinckley-Finlayson got the best of them as we look to their losses against Barnum, Bram, Malacca, Mesabi East, and Ogilvie. So there are 2 losses in the conference game against Bram and Ogilvie. And don't mistake, though, this 1-5 start for a not a good team, because this Hinckley-Finlayson team has a lot of fight in them. In that Ogilvie game that I called, my goodness, were they in it till the very end. They did not give up. They did not give in. They never hung their heads. They never just gave up on the game. They continued to push. They continued to fight, and they fought back. Now, that 20-point difference in that Ogilvie game is going to, kind of look, it was lopsided. Well, in the second half, it really wasn't, because Hinckley-Finlayson outscored Ogilvie in the second half. Of course, Ogilvie, it was a lot closer because Ogilvie in that first half caught fire. And when I say caught fire, I mean they caught fire. They could not miss from 3 if it saved their lives. They could not miss from 3, even if they tried to. That's how good Ogilvie was there in that first half. Then the second half, again, Hinckley-Finlayson, they switched up something on defense. They got their offense rolling. They definitely crashed the defense and offensive boards a lot more in that second half, and it started to show because they really started to get things to go their way, and they didn't complete the comeback, although that would have been a tall task to ask any team, but they did make it a game once again. And I looking at that game, I just can't help but thinking, man, that this Hinckley-Finlayson team is certainly not one to mess with, because they will stay in it for the entirety of the ball game, and they are not ones to give up. We're going to take a quick commercial break to hear a word from our fine sponsors. When we come back, we'll talk more about these 2 teams and this game coming up, and we have a milestone possibly coming up in this game as well. We've got about 4.5 minutes left of the pregame before we get set for tip-off here at Pine City High School between the Pine City Dragons and the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars.
No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
And back here on 100.9 FM, this game usually would be played on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. But the Green Bay Packers play tonight over on the AM station, so that is why this game has moved to 100.9 FM. Usually, we try and keep the Pine City games on 106.5, but again, the Packers play tonight against the LA Rams. Are currently in the midst of that first quarter over there in Green Bay, Wisconsin at Lambeau Field, and that game is tied at 0 for anyone who cares. I know Vikings fans would like to see an L for the Green Bay Packers, but we have plenty of Green Bay fans in our listening area, which I would just ask why. I don't understand why you have to do that, but it's okay. Everyone has their choice to their wrong opinion. It's okay. No, of course. This game, though, just about getting set to start. We've got about 2 minutes left of the pregame, and as I was looking over the rosters, I just can't help but remember that that in that game against Ogilvie that Hinckley-Finlayson had that I was calling, Brecken Hansen, she came alive in that second half. She didn't have a whole ton of points, but man, did she come alive in that second half, and Ogilvie did a really good job of kind of keeping her out of the game plan, so to speak, and making sure she didn't touch the ball that often, because when she did in the second half, you could see she was a difference maker in that second half. So for Pine City, I think one thing they're going to have to do is try and keep the ball out of Brecken Hansen's hands and make sure she's not getting any rebounds, because she's a very good rebounder, and I don't know what it is, but whenever she gets the rebound, this team does a really good job of getting to their front court to get back on offense and turning things into a quick scoring opportunity. Also, Sydney Krieger and Anna Degerstrom both did a good job. Anna Degerstrom nearly had a double-double. I think she actually did have a double-double in that game against Ogilvie. On the other side for Pine City, of course, this starting five has missed the absence of Sophie Lati last year, and she's back this year for her senior year. Of course, congratulations to her. She is going to be playing Division I basketball next year over at University of Wisconsin Green Bay, so congratulations there to Sophie Lati again. We'll probably be talking about that every single game, but that is so cool to be able to see that. Of course, we've got a couple of the ladies here who will be playing basketball. Lind and Jusak will also be playing college basketball. So, but that's not to say that these other athletes like LSL, Summer Thiemann, and some of the bench players won't be playing sports in college or aren't that good. They are in their own right. I mean, LSL is very good at track during the summer or spring, I guess, and tennis. Summer Thiemann very good at volleyball and basketball. She's got a niche out there, and she's very good at what she does. I enjoy watching her play. Of course, all the rest of these girls that get to play, it is so cool to be able to come out here and call these games for both of these teams. We do have a milestone possibly being hit here tonight. I won't tell you what, so as to kind of keep it a surprise for everyone else, but there is a possibility that we see a milestone here tonight for one of these Dragon basketball varsity players. We're getting set for our national anthem and our starting lineups, and when we come back, we'll be set for tip-off here on 100.9 FM, WCMP.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank & Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank & Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
Back here on 100.9 FM, WCMP, we're just about set for our tip-off here inside Pine City High School between the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars and the Pine City Dragons. Should be a good one. A Great River Conference matchup. These two teams trying to grab, well, Hinckley-Finlayson looking for their first conference win of the season. Pine City will be looking for their second. Their first game against East Central. They're looking for win number 2 in the conference. Starting lineups for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. The visitors will be number 0, Sydney Krieger. Number 2, Anna Degerstrom. Number 5, Reese Hartle. Number 15, Brecken Hansen. And number 24, Gracie Olson. They, of course, are head coached by Robert Witter. On the other side for your homestanding Pine City Dragons, it'll be number 3, LSL. Number 5, Sophie Lotti. Number 10, Summer Thiemann. Number 12, Carly Jusak. And number 14, Chloe Lind. 18 minutes are up on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics custom braces or Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lyncham, and Cambridge. Dr. Severs is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today at EmbraceMN.com. Getting set for tip-off here, it's Chloe Lind and Anna Degerstrom who will stand at midcourt for the tip-off. And we are underway. It is won by the Dragons to Sophie Lotti. Carly Jusak quickly works inside. Her shot is up and no good. A quick rebound there by Chloe Lynn. She backs it out to Sophie Lotti on the far side elbow. That's good from 3. Sophie Lotti, a quick early 3 here on the assist from Lynn. And now the Jaguars will try and work it. A double team quickly on Sydney Krieger. She's guarded by Lotti and Thiemann. Now a double team here on Degerstrom. She's trying to work out of it, and it looks like she may have stepped out of bounds. So Degerstrom in some trouble. She did step on that boundary line, and Sophie Lotti will get set to inbound for the Dragons. She does on the near side corner, gets it down below to Lind. Outside for Summer Thiemann, she thought about 3, instead gives it off to Sell for 3. That looks on the mark, but it's just off. And this ball is going to be rebounded by Anna Degerstrom for the Jaguars. She'll work it up the court, give it off to Reese Hartle here on the near side. She'll work it now to the middle, gives it off to Brecken Hansen, gives it outside to Olson. Olson now to Krieger, give it off to Hansen. Now to Hartle. Hartle on the near side elbow, working on Thiemann. Now she's working on Lotti, and she gets it inside. And we got a travel call there on Degerstrom. So the ball will go back to the Dragons. It'll be Lotti inbounding to Jusak. Lotti hit that early 3. She'll look to the side. Sure, Coach Ted Haas get a word, and they'll give it off to LSL quickly in the far side corner. Back inside to Jusak, back outside to Sell for 3. That's just off the mark, and rebounded there by Anna Degerstrom. Aggressive early on are the Dragons with those 3s, trying to get that 3-game working, because if they do, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, if this Pine City team gets the 3-ball working, good luck. Each and every one of these players for Pine City can hit that 3 and can hit it with utter precision. Meanwhile, on the other side for the Jaguars, the pass to Reese Hartle is just out in front of her, and it goes out of bounds, so the Dragons will get it back again. Another turnover here for the Jags. Sophie Lotti will inbound to Jusak, and she'll give it right back to Lotti. Lotti will work it up to the front court, works to the far side, now stops, gives it off to Jusak. Now off to Thiemann in the near side corner for 3. That's just off the mark. Rebound. Racing for it, it's going to be grabbed by Summer Thiemann. She gives it to Sophie Lotti. Lotti on the far side. Pass out to LSL. LSL has a wide open 3. She'll take it, and that's just off the mark again. Grabbing the rebound, though, over everybody is Jusak. She'll give it off now to Thiemann. That's just off the mark, and that is going to go out of bounds, and it will go back to Hinckley-Finlayson. So far, that 3-ball not yet falling, but again, once it does, it is hard to stop for any team out there. Degerstrom will look to inbound. Trying to find anyone, and she wants to lob it. She's going to have to get it into Reese Hartle just before that 5-second mark. And now this one is tipped, and it's tipped out of bounds by Jusak right at the scorer's table. No one's hurt as it heads into the bleachers, and it should stay with Hinckley-Finlayson. It will. Reese Hartle will get set to inbound. She's going to be guarded by Summer Thiemann. Well, they're making her back up just a little bit. So Hartle will try and inbound it against Thiemann. She wanted Degerstrom, and that's going to roll back. It's going to be Hansen who will get it back for the Jaguars. She'll get it now to Krieger. Krieger in the front court, gives it off to Degerstrom on the far side. She's guarded tightly by Lotti. Still has nowhere to go with it. Instead, now she'll dribble to the other side of the court. Nearly lost it. Gives it off here to Gracie Olson for 3. Banks it off the backboard. No good. Rebounded here by Chloe Lind. She races up the court with it. One-on-one situation. Gets to the backboard. Up and in for 2 for Chloe Lind. And it's 5-0. Pine City with a 15:25 to go. And just inbounding that one past Lind is Degerstrom to Olsen, and now getting it up the court here to Krieger. Krieger off to Hartle. Reese Hartle for three. Just off the mark. Battle for the rebound, and still up for grabs. Going to bring it down is Carly Juszak. She'll give it off to Sophie Lanti. It was tipped. Sophie Lanti on the far side of the court. In the front court, has it poked out from behind by Reese Hartle, and Reese Hartle, she is quick. Giving it inside now to Sydney Krieger. That ball is up. No good. Going to be rebounded here by Juszak. Juszak will take it up the court quickly to LSL underneath the net. No good. Summer Thiemann with the rebound. She'll back it out now to the perimeter. Off to LSL for three. Good. LSL will get that one to fall through. And it's 8-0, 14 and a half minutes to go. Sydney Krieger with it. She's going to be double-teamed by Lind and Thiemann. She breaks through the double team, gets it off to Reese Hartle. It's poked out by LSL, and now we're going to get a timeout called here by the head coach of the Jaguars, Robert Witter. And, yeah, the Jaguars right now just seem to be a little kind of scrambling a little bit. They can't really find their feet on offense as of yet, so I think that's a smart timeout there called by head coach Witter. And the Dragons right now have an 8-0 lead, and it could be a lot more lopsided had some of these, even half of these threes have fallen, but so far they have not. And give credit to Hinckley-Finlayson. I don't want to say they're outmatched, but they are outsized right now. And Pine City definitely has the size advantage on Hinckley-Finlayson right now. And Hinckley-Finlayson does not care. They are not, it doesn't bother them, that size advantage. Pine City right now has three players out there over 6 feet tall. And I think the tallest for Hinckley-Finlayson might be 5'10". Yeah, that's Brecken Hansen. So, and Hinckley-Finlayson doesn't care. They are taking full advantage of what they're given by Pine City, and they have almost hit a couple of shots here as they get it into their front court now to Anna Degerstrom. Degerstrom is going to be double-teamed by LSL and Thiemann. It's going to be stolen away by LSL. She'll take it up the court, trying to give it off to anyone, but it's going to be tipped out. Oh, and it should have stayed, I think, with the Dragons, but they're going to call it out on on the Dragons. So last touch by Pine City. And Anna Degerstrom will get set to inbound. She does to Brecken Hansen. It's nearly stolen away again by Sell. Brecken Hansen still can't fully corral it, and she's trying to break through the defenders. And now we're going to get a holding call on Pine City, which is interesting. I didn't really see. I don't think there was enough there for a whistle. But, hey, give credit to Hansen. That foul is going to go against LSL. And this inbound nearly stolen away by Summer Thiemann. Reese Hartle. Now it's on the floor, and we're going to get a jump ball call, and the possession arrow favors Hinckley-Finlayson. So the Jaguars will hold on to it. Hinckley-Finlayson is having a hard time right now getting it out of their back court with 13:56 to go. They trail 8-0. Pine City's defense right now suffocating. Chloe Lind on the inbound, tips it to herself for the steal, up and in for two. So Chloe Lind with the steal off the inbound, and this one going to be stolen away by LSL on the inbound pass to Carly Juszak for three. That's just off the mark, rebounded by Brecken Hansen for Hinckley-Finlayson. And to Anna Degerstrom, it goes off of her fingertip to Gracie Olsen. Olsen will take it up the court on the near side, trying to get around Juszak. She does. Now double team by Lottie and Juszak. That one's going to be tipped out of bounds. Ted Haas, the head coach, trying to get out of the way. Can't seem to get out of the way in time on that one, as it will stay with Hinckley-Finlayson off the tip out of bounds. Anna Degerstrom will inbound here for Hinckley-Finlayson. She bounce passes to Krieger. That one is nearly tipped out. It is tipped out of Krieger's hands by Summer Thiemann. This defense right now for Pine City is aggressive. Nearly stolen away by Summer Thiemann. It will be stolen away. That's Sophie Lanti, up to LSL. And that one's knocked out of her hands, and it will be a foul. So Sophie Lanti gets a steal to LSL. And it was tipped out of her hands, but she was fouled, so she'll go to the line and shoot two. And I believe that one they're going to call on Sydney Krieger. They will. Both teams with one team foul now, as LSL will go to the line to shoot two. It's 10-0 in favor of Pine City with 13:19 to go. Cell's first one is up and through to make it 11-0. Emma Belsheim and Vivian Lottie will check into the game. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Carly Juszak. She kisses it off the backboard in for two. So the Dragons now lead 13-0. As the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars are getting into the front court, we get a foul here on Pine City. I believe that's going to be on Emma Belsheim, they called. Well, they got Cell blinking, but I believe it was on Belsheim. I think they called 24 for that foul. And also checking into the game for Pine City is number 30, Piper Metling. But trying to get around the defense is Gracie Olsen. Gets it off to Reese Hartle underneath the basket. Gets it off to Brecken Hansen. Hansen tries to put up a little floater. It's off the front of the rim. No good. Rebounded here by Chloe Lind. And Lind trying to work through the defenders. Gets it through the defender. And her shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Chloe Lind. Now passing it around the perimeter to Carly Jusak. Jusak will go all the way across to Lind. Lind on the near side elbow, drives inside, gives it off to Vivian Lotti. Vivian Lotti in the face of a defender will put up a shot. It's no good. That will bounce out of bounds and go back to Hinckley-Finlayson. So far, no substitutions for Hinckley-Finlayson yet. We'll see that soon, though. Gracie Olsen will get the inbound, and they'll get it up the court. Degerstrom tries to pass it off to Reese Hartle. It's nearly stolen away back to Degerstrom. Degerstrom will pull up from short two. It's no good. Taken back by Chloe Lind. Chloe Lind up the court, a one-on-two situation. Gets it to Carly Jusak. She tries to get it off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Chloe Lind again. And we get a foul here on Hinckley-Finlayson. That is going to be the second on Sydney Krieger. As Lind is at the line to shoot two. Her first one is up and no good. 13-0. 12-10 is the score. And here's the substitution. 3 and 11 check in. That's going to be Hannah Hartle and Hazen Taggart. No good on the second one, and Hannah Hartle will get the rebound there for Hinckley-Finlayson. Taking it up the court is Taggart. And this ball nearly an over and back, but it's going to be stolen away by Jusak, and she'll take it to the basket, and she's going to be fouled, I believe. And I believe they called that one on Anna Degerstrom. And the first one rattles home for Carly Jusak. So she'll get another point on the board to make it 14-0. Lynn will check out, and I did not see who came in for her. I believe it's Lotti. Second one from Jusak is good as well to make it 15-0, 11:55 to go here in the first half. Inbounded to Reese Hartle. Hartle takes it up the court. Oh, she falls down, but she manages to get it away to Anna Degerstrom. Nice job there by Reese Hartle, and then it is going to be pass to Sydney Krieger, but that pass goes out of bounds. And it will go back to Pine City as the Jaguars were the last to touch it. Vivian Lotti comes out. Checking in for her is Summer Thiemann. Lotti will inbound to Jusak, and Jusak will start with it and work it up the court. Jusak gets it off on the near side to Piper Metling for an open three. It's no good. And rebounded that time by Anna Degerstrom. She gets it off to Sydney Krieger, who will work it up into the front court on the far side. She's working on Piper Metling. She backs up and will give it off to Reese Hartle. Reese Hartle going to drive. She finds a lane that she likes, backs up, puts up a shot. It's no good. Jusak right there for the rebound, and she gives it off to Sophie Lotti. Lotti, one-on-one situation. Nice step, no good. Just overshot it a little bit on that one, and Reese Hartle will get credit for the rebound. Quickly passes it up to Taggart. Taggart going to be guarded by Thiemann, and that might have been the best play there by Thiemann. Thiemann, I don't know if she meant to, but it looked kind of intentional. She bumped Taggart so as to not allow her to get a free lane to the basket, and that's a smart play right there by Summer Thiemann. It's going to be the team's third foul, her first. That's a smart play as Emma Belsheim will come out in for her as LSL, because then you don't get the free points on the board, and you make them go and try and do it again, as this is inbounded to Taggart, now to Krieger. Krieger on the far side, working on LSL, spins around, had a lane, but Sell closed that lane quickly. Now gives it off to Degerstrom. Degerstrom guarded by Jusak. It's poked out, but it rolls right to Taggart. Taggart steps back on the far side, gives it off far side, or near side to Reese Hartle. Somehow Hartle comes down with it. Now Reese Hartle going to drive inside, gives it off here to Krieger, up and in for two. 15-2 is the score with 10:40 to go. Jusak working it up the court quickly, and we're going to get a foul. That one, I believe, going to be called on Taggart of Hinckley-Finlayson. It will be. So Taggart will get her first, team's fourth And Chloe Lind checks back in for Carly Jusak. And checking in this time for the Jaguars is going to be number 20, Natalie Staffney. Inbounding it for the Dragons is Sell. She'll just quickly inbound to Thiemann, who gives it off to Lottie all the way across court to Ella Sell. Gives it back to Lottie. Lottie will kind of reset things as she calls out a play. She'll look, and now she tries to drive in. Trying to give it off to Lind, who's double teamed. She gets through the double team, and now we'll take it to the basket. It's up and in for two. Nice job by Lind there to keep that ball extended away from the defenders, to keep that one in her own hands so a defender's hand couldn't get to it. Nice job, and now we'll get another substitution for Hinckley-Finlayson. As checking in is Karina Tvet. Sell will look to inbound. She gives it off to Piper Metling. Metling had an open three, but instead will give it off to Summer Thiemann on the far side for a chance for three. Oh, no good. Lind with the rebound, puts it up and in for two. And this pass is going to be stolen away by Chloe Lind, and then up and no good. Rebounded again by Lind, and she'll have it up and in for two. That'll make it 21-2 for Pine City as they lead with 9:55 to go here in the first half. And we'll get another timeout here by Robert Witter, the head coach of the Jaguars. 21-2 is the score, and leading the way for Pine City right now is Chloe Lind with 10 points, already to double digits there for Chloe Lind. No fouls for her either, and almost at a double-double already. Let's see, she's got 8 rebounds already. So 2 rebounds away from a double-double for Chloe Lind, as her team leads 21-2. The Dragons certainly could be leading by a significant more amount. I don't know if that was proper English. I apologize. That sounded weird to me. I can't imagine how it sounded over the air. By significantly more. There we go. Had to think about it a second. Snow was getting to me, ladies and gentlemen. But Pine City definitely could be. But give credit to Hinckley-Finlayson. They're doing enough on defense just to kind of throw the Dragons out of sync for just that split second. And that split second is enough to throw Pine City out of that run that they're on. And then Hinckley-Finlayson, give them credit. They're doing a good job of either getting the ball out of bounds or getting the rebound and taking it back on offense. Now, Hinckley-Finlayson hasn't been able to capitalize on getting the ball in their front court, but they have found some lanes, and sooner than later, they're going to have to take those open shots on the split-second opportunity that they have. Otherwise, they may not find too many more opportunities. Reese Hartle gets it to Taggart somehow, and will get it down to Staffney. Staffney guarded well by Metling, all the way across court. It's tipped by Lottie, and for 3 from Hannah Hartle, it's no good. Rebounded here by Sophie Lottie, her first rebound of the game. Gives it off to Lind. Lind will drive towards the top of the key, and that ball is going to be stolen away here by Hannah Hartle. Nearly stolen back by the Dragons, and sliding forward is Lottie. Instead, it'll get past to Taggart. Taggart on the near side will give it off to Hannah Hartle for 3. It's no good. Falls right into the arms of Sophie Lottie. Lottie works it up the court and nearly taken away by Hannah Hartle. This Hinckley-Finlayson team, my goodness, their hustle is unmatched. That is very, very incredible to see. I mean, just their hustle. And they're going to get this foul on Hannah Hartle. Her first, team's 5th. 21-2 is the score. 9:08 to go here in the first half. Sophie Lottie will look to inbound. I think right now the speed of the Jaguars is just kind of throwing Pine City off. Inbounded to LSL, right back to Lottie on the near side corner. She'll work it towards the top of the key instead to the near side elbow. She's working on Taggart, trying to get around Taggart, and she makes Taggart fall. She'll step up from 3. No good. And, I think that was a little too quick of a whistle, but there's say Chloe Lind stepped out, so the ball will go back to Hinckley-Finlayson. 8:53 to go. 21-2 is the score. Hannah Hartle looking to inbound, tries to get it over the defender. She does to Staffney. Now Staffney has it poked out, and it goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Jaguars. Hannah Hartle will look to inbound again here from basically her own bench, and she'll inbound it here to Staffney. Staffney working on the near side, trying to drive in on Jusak. We'll give it back to Hannah Hartle. Hartle gives it off now to Vet. Vet works inside, and she puts up I don't know if that was a pass or a shot, but it works either way to Staffney, who puts it up and in for 2. 21-4, 8:34 to go. Chloe Lynn will take it up the court. Reese Hartle going to work on her. A little spin move there from Chloe Lynn. Gives it off to Sophie Lottie. Lottie, nice step move, and then she's working in. Gives it off to Summer Thiemann on the far side. Possible chance for three. Gives it back to Lottie. Lottie guarded well. Off to Carly Jusak for three. Can't leave her that wide open, but that shot is a little bit flat and rebounded by LSL. Gives it off to Jusak again. Trying to go deep inside to Lynn. She gives it off to LSL for three. It's no good. And we've got a whistle here. And I don't know who this is on. I want to say it's on Hinckley-Finlayson, but I think it might. Yeah, it is going to be on Hinckley-Finlayson. So it's on Hannah Hartle, the team's sixth. And I believe that might be from three. Yeah, looks like LSL will get to shoot three of these. So the first one is good to make it 22-4 with 8:08 to go. Second one, no good. So she'll get another chance at it. LSL gets to shoot three. And this one is up and good. So 2 of 3 there for LSL, and that'll make it 23-4, 8:08 to go. Inbound here to Reese Hartle. She'll get it up the court quickly to Staffney. Now trying to go to Taggart. It gets past her and gets out to Hannah Hartle for three. That's on the mark, but just hits the rim, and Reese Hartle did get the rebound, but they're going to say she stepped out of bounds, so the ball will go back to Pine City. Sophie Lottie getting set to inbound here to Carly Jusak. A little bit of a full court press here from Hinckley-Finlayson. Got to be careful, though, because if Pine City gets past, I mean, you leave one of their taller players one-on-one. Usually not ideal. Summer Thiemann gets pass from Sophie Lottie on the far side for three. It's no good. It will go out of bounds. I think that was last touched by Hinckley-Finlayson. It was, so we'll stay with Pine City. 23-4. They lead. 7:41 to go. Thiemann's shot no good. And Pine City will get to inbound. It's LSL. Sell will inbound to Lottie on the far side for three. No good. Carly Jusak trying to drive in for the rebound. The rebound still up for grabs, still on the floor. Hinckley-Finlayson fighting amongst themselves for it. They get it, and they get it off now to Natalie Staffney. Staffney will give it up the court to Hannah Hartle. Shot is up, and it must have been tipped by Sophie Lottie. But Taggart got the rebound. It's still up for grabs and rebounded here by Jusak. Quickly down the court to LSL, to Summer Thiemann. Thiemann is going to have to pull it down, and she'll work around, give it off to Jusak. Now going inside to Lottie, and she was fouled hard on her way for two to the free throw line. Yeah, Lottie was fouled hard there. They're going to call that one on Staffney. Her first, team seventh. Pine City in the bonus now with 7:09 to go. Lottie's shot is up and good. So Degerstrom and Hansen check back in for Reese Hartle and Staffney. Lottie's second one is up and good as well. She makes both to make it 25-4, 7:09 to go here in the first half. Dragons lead over the Jaguars in this Great River Conference matchup. Quick inbound to Hansen. Hansen had an open lane to the front court, and she did not take it. Oh, and then they're going to get Carly Jusak for the foul. Looks like it's going to be a reach-in. So Carly Jusak will be called for the foul there. It's her first, team's fourth. Degerstrom will inbound to Hannah Hartle, Hannah Hartle working on Sophie Lottie. Lottie trying to poke it out. She gets it off to Hansen now. Hansen will give it to Taggart. Taggart trying to get around the defender, gives it off to Hannah Hartle. Hannah Hartle has that one knocked away by Sophie Lottie. A block for for Sophie Lottie. That's her second. She got a hand on a three-point try earlier. Anna Degerstrom trying to inbound it as my scorebook gets stuck on one of the cords here. And 5-second violation there on the Jaguars, so the ball will go back to Pine City. Lottie will inbound to Jusak, and we've got 6:45 to go here in half number one. Dragons lead 25-4. Jusak will take it into the front court, stands at the Dragon logo, gives it off to LSL. LSL goes all the way across court to Carly Jusak. She'll pull up from three, no good. Falls right into Sophie Lottie's lap for the rebound. And now I think we're going to get another foul here on Hinckley-Finlayson. Lottie going to the line. That one they're going to call on Brecken Hansen. Her first, team's 8th. I don't know if this is 2 or this is a 1-1. It looked 2. And it rolls off the front of the rim. No good there for Sophie Lottie. 25-4. The score remains with 6:32 to go here in Pine City. Lottie's second one is good, though. 26-4 is your score here. Pine City leading the Jaguars. 6.5 minutes to go. That pass is stolen away by Chloe Lind. Shot is up. No good, but they're going to get a foul. So Chloe Lind will get the steal. Her shot was up and no good, but foul going to go against Hinckley-Finlayson. It'll be their team's 9th. I believe they call that one on Taggart. If that is true, that's going to be her second and the team's 9th. Chloe Lind will go to the line to shoot 2. This one's up and good. That was a different looking shot, but it fell through. It looked like it was too kind of flat, but it falls through. And hey, again, the free throw is kind of however you learn to do it. You got to stick with it because that's how you're going to make them. And Lynn no good on the second, so she makes 1 of 2. Rebounded here by Carly Jusak. Now to Sophie Lottie. Lottie will give it off to LSL. Top the key for 3. That's no good. And, players collide, and we're going to get a player down for Hinckley-Finlayson. I believe that's Reese Hartle. No, that's going to be Karina Tevet, who kind of got something to her jaw. I don't know, an elbow or a hand. It doesn't matter. That's smarts. And I didn't see her come off the court, so she looks to be okay. Kind of got a elbow to the face, maybe. And there was nothing malicious about it. That was just part of going after the rebound. I think Witter is kind of wondering why maybe it wasn't a foul. But yeah, there was nothing malicious about it. Both the players were going after the rebound, and that's kind of the product of that. Sophie Lottie will get the inbound for 3. That's good! Sophie Lottie for 3. She has 9 on the evening. Makes it 30-4. 6 minutes to go. Hannah Hartle will drive inside, has a lane. Shot is up, no good. Going to be taken by Summer Thiemann. Thiemann works in the backcourt, and she will lose it, and it will go off of her foot out of bounds, and it will go back to Hinckley-Finlayson. That's okay there for Summer Thiemann. That was, Hannah Hartle has just played very tight defense all night, and even if it's Lottie or Jusak, they have had troubles getting around her, while Hannah Hartle is just so quick. Whether it's her feet or her hands, she just works quick out there. She inbounds it to Hansen, and that is going to go against LSL. That's going to be her first foul. Team's 5th. Or that'll be her second foul, excuse me. So second foul there for LSL, team's 5th, and at the line to shoot 2 will be Brecken Hansen. First one goes off the front of the rim and falls in. Got the kind roll. Checking in is Gracie Olson for Tevet. Sophie Lottie LSL will come out. Vivian Lottie and Emma Belsheim check in. 30-5 is the score. 5:50 to go. Hansen gets both of them to fall to make it 30-6. Inbound here to Chloe Lind. She wanted to go back to Jusak quickly, but she'll take it up the court herself, will Lind. Lind works the top of the key, gives it off to Summer Thiemann. Thiemann working to the far side. Trying to give it off this time to Belsheim. It's nearly stolen away. Belsheim gets it. Belsheim will work towards the top of the key, gives it off now to Jusak for 3. It's no good. And Belsheim tried to grab the rebound. But unfortunately, she stepped out of bounds, so the ball will go back to Hinckley-Finlayson. And trying to inbound is Degerstrom. She'll quickly get it to Reese Hartle right as that 5-second mark was coming. Reese Hartle goes up the court and jump ball on the possession arrow favors the Pine City Dragons. So the Dragons will get it back. Reese Hartle just kind of got into a double team and then just had the ball roll up over her head. And yeah, that's tough because you can't really walk with the ball without dribbling it. That's travel, and don't want to just give it to the defenders because, well, then they get a free shot. Chloe Lind will get the pass here. Now to Belsheim on the near side elbow for 3. It's off the front of the rim. No good. These two teams going hard after the rebound. Oh, they're going to call that a foul? Really? They're going to call that a foul there on Emma Belsheim. I respectfully disagree on that call. It's going to be her first and the team's 6th. I respectfully disagree on that. I think both players going after the rebound there, and that's another tie-up which I think should have been a jump ball, which would have went back to Hinckley-Finlayson. But either way, Hinckley-Finlayson does have it. A blind pass there from Gracie Olson, going to be stolen away by Jusak, and she'll take it up the court. Lind going to put up a shot. They're going to get her for a carry. And so the ball will go back to Pine City, or excuse me, to Hinckley-Finlayson. 4:53 to go. 30-6 is the score. Pine City with the lead. Sydney Krieger trying to get around Summer Thiemann. She does get it off to Reese Hartle. Hartle quickly works up the court, gives it off to Gracie Olson. Olson underneath the basket, looking to pass it off to Brecken Hansen. Her shot is wide of the net. Rebounded there by Emma Belsheim, and she'll take it up into the front court now. Gives it off inside to Jusak, who puts it up and in for two. Beautiful pass there by Belsheim to Carly Jusak on the run, and Jusak's able to keep her feet moving towards the basket. Nice job there. This pass gets up to Brecken Hansen. Tries to go all the way across court to Gracie Olson, who probably had a shot, but instead will give it off to Reese Hartle for three. No, she steps inside the perimeter, gets up the shot. It's no good. Rebounded by Lynn. She'll be one rebound away from a double-double. She quickly works up the court. Top of the key, gives it off to Jusak. Now off to Vivian Lati for three. Off the mark just. And Emma Belsheim will get the rebound. Gives it off to Thiemann. Thiemann will work into the far side corner now, trying to get around the defender. Krieger spins around, trying to work inside. That's got to be a kick ball. They're not going to call it a kick ball, but it should have been. But it will go out of bounds off of Hinckley-Finlayson. Pine City will get it back. LSL, Sophie Lati check in for Summer Thiemann and Emma Belsheim. 32-6 is the score. 3:49 to go here in the first half. Vivian Lati inbounds to Carly Jusak. That pass to Lind is stolen away by Sydney Krieger. So she'll give it off now to Hartle, Reese Hartle on the far side. She has a lane. Instead, she'll give it off to Anna Degersham. It was pushed from behind, no foul call, and Degersham will score two. It probably should have been a foul, but it was not called. Jusak will take it up the court to Chloe Lind inside, and her shot is up and no good, but she was fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot two. I think they call this one on Gracie Olson. Her first team's ninth. And Lind at the line to shoot two. This one is up, no good. Hits the back of the rim. 32-8 is the score. Pine City with the lead. 3:27 to go in the first half. And that one rings around the rim, but finally falls through for Chloe Lind to make it 33-8. Degerstrom will inbound here to Hansen, and she'll give it back to Krieger. And then they go quickly up court to Hansen. Now to Gracie Olson, and that shot is up and in for two. Beautiful passing there by the Jaguars to make it 33-10. That is just pure passing there. That got all that open. Quick jump shot from Lati is no good. Rebounded by Jusak. Back out to Lati. Lati going to give it inside to Jusak. Jusak all the way across court to the far side to LSL for three. Just off the mark again. Vivian Lati battling for the rebound. Instead, Chloe Lind will get it for the rebound, put it back up and in for two. And Lind now has a double-double on the evening, 35-10. Pine City leads Hinckley-Finlayson. This pass from Hartle to Krieger, and tipped and blocked by Lind for the steal. She has four and gives it off to LSL, who puts it up and in for two to make it 37-10, 2:37 to go. Degerstrom inbounds to Reese Hartle. Hartle trying to take it up the court. She's double teamed, nearly stolen away by Jusak. Now triple team. She'll give it off to Degerstrom. Degerstrom trying to get around the defender. Sell. She stops on her dribble, and she'll have to pass it. She does to Gracie Olson. Olson going to pass, and that's stolen away again by Chloe Lind. She keeps this up. She's going to have a triple-double. And this pass just ahead of Sophie Lati. Puts up a shot, and it's no good. And Sophie Lati, I think, maybe wanted a foul call there and didn't get it. And a little bit slow to get back to the other side of the court, but she seems to be okay. The shot is up and no good from Krieger, rebounded by Gracie Olson. Olson gives it off to Brecken Hansen, and her shot is up and no good, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot two. Well, this one will go against Pine City. 14 is on Lind. Her first, team's seventh. So Brecken Hansen at the line to shoot two. Her team trails 37-10. Hansen's first one, no good. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Hansen's second one is home. That'll make it 37-11. Belsheim checks in for Chloe Lynn, and Yvette checks in for, looks like, Brecken Hansen. Lottie will take it up the court. She passes it to LSL. LSL on the far side elbow will give it off to Jusak, but did not pay attention to the Gracie Olson blitzing through, and she puts up a shot, and it falls through. Wow. Nice job there by Gracie Olson. Just playing zone coverage, 37-13. Jusak will take it up the court now, and looking to pass, she will to LSL. LSL going to lob it inside to Lottie, and going to get a foul call here on Hinckley-Finlayson. Reese Hartle not too pleased with that foul call. And she respectfully disagrees with the referees. Now Sophie Lottie's at the line to shoot 2. First one is through, 38-13 for Sophie Lottie. Second one off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Jusak. And that 3 is good from LSL. Or they say it's from Lottie. I'll have to go back and check. That is from Lottie. So Lottie now with 13 points on the evening. 41-13 is the score, 1:20 to go. We did get a foul out there, and this one's called on Vivian Lottie. Her second, team's 8th. As Reese Hartle is at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. The shot is up, no good. Rebounded here by Carly Jusak. Jusak will take it up the court on the far side. She'll stop, give it off to LSL. LSL for 3. No good off the front of the rim. And Jusak will just watch that one roll out of bounds, and it will go back to Hinckley-Finlayson. Dragons with the 41-13 lead. This pass is inbounded, but we get a buzzer. I'm not sure what the buzzer was for, but we're back to action. Reese Hartle will get the inbound pass for Hinckley-Finlayson. She works it up on the far side of the court. Now gets into a double team, backs away, gives it off to Degerstrom. Degerstrom works it into the front court, gives it off far side to Gracie Olson. Olson passes inside to Anna Degerstrom for the shot, no good. And Belsheim will be the guilty dragon on that one, and that'll be her second foul and the team's 9th. Yeah. That's unfortunate because Hinckley-Finlayson just had Pine City out of sorts right there. And it's been great passing from Hinckley-Finlayson. Degerstrom at the line to shoot 2. The first one is up and no good. 55 seconds to go. 41-14 is the score. Shot is up and no good again. The rebound going to be grabbed by Sophie Lottie, her 4th. Lottie will take it up the court. She's going to jog this one up the court. No need to hurry. 45 seconds to go. She'll give it off to Jusak. Jusak on the near side elbow. She'll give it all the way across court to Lottie. Lottie steps inside, tries to give it back to Thiemann, who nearly had it stolen away. He'll give it off now on the far side to Sell. Sell wanted Lottie. She'll give it to Lottie. Lottie on the far side will go inside to Jusak. Jusak just goes up and over everyone and gives it off to LSL. That's off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound. Up for grabs. It's Taggart who gets the rebound there for Hinckley-Finlayson. She'll give it back to Reese Hartle, who takes it up to the front court. 18 seconds to go. Got to pay attention to the clock. She gives it off inside to Taggart. Shot is up and good. Taggart for 2 with 10 seconds to go. Dragons going to have to work quickly. Lottie gets past the defender, maybe dribbles it a little too high, and she'll just put up a shot, and she's fouled, and maybe worked a little bit for that foul. But Lottie's fouled either way, and she'll go to line and shoot 2. Now, I didn't see who they called that foul on. Looks like Taggart. It's going to be her 3rd. Team's in the plus 10. And Lottie's going to go and shoot 3. The first one's off the front of the rim, no good. On the rim, no good again for Lottie. And she's a little bit upset with herself on that one as Vivian Lottie checks in for LSL. 41-16 is the score. 3.4 seconds to go. Lottie will try and make at least 1 of 3. And that one falls through. 42-16 is the score. 3 seconds to go. Hinckley-Finlayson's going to have but one chance here. And Taggart, she's not paying attention to the clock. And neither is Reese Hartle. Hartle had no idea. Neither did Taggart. Taggart really had no idea how much time was left. And then she gave it off to Hartle. And she didn't have any idea how much time was left. So unfortunate there for them. They had a chance at the last second shot. But unfortunately, just not able to get it off. 42-16 is the score. Pine City leads at halftime over the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, and I think the story of that first half for Pine City is just missed opportunities. We'll take a commercial break. We'll come back. We'll recap the first half. We'll give you my keys to the game for both of these teams, and then we should be set for the second half of action here in Pine City between these two Great River Conference foes, the Pine City Dragons and the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. You're listening to Girls Basketball right here on 100.9 FM.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W Root Beer Freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Ice Santee has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Ice Santee. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
42-16 is the score in favor of Pine City up on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. They will also do all the insurance heavy lifting for you, and if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at EmbraceMN.com. 42-16 is the lead here for Pine City at halftime. And they lead over their conference foe, Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, and leading the way is Chloe Lind and Sophie Lanti, both with 14 points, 8 for LSL, 6 for Carly Jusak. Double-double already for Chloe Lind. Carly Jusak needs 4 more points for a double-double. Nearly a triple-double if it keeps going for Chloe Lind. She has 5 steals in that first half. They had 10 total in that first half for Pine City. And then they had 2 blocks from Sophie Lati. They had 9 team fouls. On the other side, leading the way with 4 points was Gracie Olsen. She got those points late, but it was beautiful passing that really, really did the work for Hinckley-Finlayson in that first half. 3 for Brecken Hansen, then 2 for Anna Degerstrom, Sydney Krieger, Hazen Taggart, and Natalie Staffney. And, of course, Reese Hartle added 1. And then they did have 3 steals in that first half. Krieger, Olsen, and Hannah Hartle each had 1, but they have 12 team fouls. And they have Hazen Taggart with 3 personal fouls, and then Hannah Hartle and Sydney Krieger each with 2. So Hinckley-Finlayson got into a bit of foul trouble there in that first half, but it didn't make as big of an impact as I think Pine City was hoping it would, because Pine City at the line is shooting about 50%, and as a coach, I think you want to be around that 85% mark from the free throw line. So for Pine City, they definitely want to see that free throw percentage improve here in the second half, especially when they were darn near in the double bonus almost halfway through the first half in this one, and they were unable to really make anything out of it. Sophie Lati, she was a bit upset with herself on that last one. She had 3 shots from the free throw line and only converted 1, and the player she's going to come back out, and she's going to make a point to try and kind of overcome that. She is a very passionate, very prideful player, and she is a very good player as well. But again, I mentioned the size difference here between Pine City and Hinckley-Finlayson, and Hinckley-Finlayson just has not cared about that. They come into this one and they are making plays happen, and they are really working with their speed. They're making their speed kind of work for them. Right now, Pine City just kind of unable to match that speed on the defensive side of the ball. When Hinckley-Finlayson gets into their front court, it's mainly been because of the speed, and then they're getting players open with quick passes and quick feet. And Hinckley-Finlayson making quick work in their offensive zone, because a lot of times we've seen Pine City a couple times here tonight play some full court press and some press, half court press. Again, I don't know if that's a thing. I just made it up though. And it's worked against Pine City, not because they're not playing good defense, because they have suffocated Hinckley-Finlayson on offense tonight, but because Hinckley-Finlayson has got some speed. They're just doing a good job with working into the front court with their speed, and they're doing such a good job with that. They're able to get around the defense, and they kind of go wide, but they're doing a good job because they know, hey, if I go wide, I'm able to use my speed to get around the defense and into the front court or pass or into a lane, and then to either pass it or my teammate is going to be in a lane where I can pass it to her. And they have just done a good job of doing that here tonight. So for Hinckley-Finlayson, I think you're going to have to see an increase on just taking advantage of what Pine City gives you, and then using your speed to your advantage as well, because your team speed right now is kind of outmatching Pine City's speed, and that's a good thing, because when the size difference is the way it is, you've got to rely a little bit on speed and ball handling. And right now, Hinckley-Finlayson's speed is much stronger, but that's not to say that Pine City hasn't worked hard, because they have. Their defense, again, I mentioned it before, has just been suffocating the Jaguars' offense. I mean, it was a tough first half for Hinckley-Finlayson offensively, just because Pine City is doing such a good job defensively on double teaming, triple teaming even, and then getting a turnover off of that double and or triple team. But again, for Pine City, they have some missed opportunities here in this first half, which I think is the story. Yes, it's 42-15, as they did fix that score. It was like they added one, which they did subtract, which Again, I wasn't sure. I tried to stick with the scoreboard, but they did add one that wasn't needed. But yeah, for Pine City, the story of that first half is going to be the missed opportunities that they weren't able to capitalize on, specifically at the free throw line, and then for some of the fast break opportunities that they have, or the missed threes that they had. Again, any coach is going to tell you, you just keep taking them and then they'll eventually fall. But I think for this Pine City team, especially for these three-point shooters in Lind and Lottie and Jusak, they're going to want to see that improve as well. Not just the coaches, but the players are going to want to see that improve here in this second half. Of course, Lottie is 10 points away from 1,000 career points. So, Lottie, we might see her stay in this game a little bit longer just so she can reach that career benchmark. She will get her name added to that 1,000 point scores on that banner up there in this gymnasium. So we'll see if she stays out there a little bit longer than maybe she normally would here tonight, especially with the score the way it is. But we'll have to wait and see. Maybe Hinckley-Finlayson has a comeback in them because, again, I talked about second half in the pregame for Hinckley-Finlayson, and man, are they good in the second half. This inbound will go to Reese Hartle to begin this second half, and that's going to go off of Chloe Lynn's knee. It's a race for it. It's going to go out of bounds. It should stay with the Jaguars, and it will. So off of Lynn's knee, it will go out of bounds, and Hinckley-Finlayson will hold on to it, but they'll have to go to the backcourt to inbound it this time. Anna Dagerstrom's going to look for somebody. Gets it off to Gracie Olsen, who gets it off to Reese Hartle. Ooh, got away with a little bit of a carry there, did Hartle. And now it's going to be stolen away here by Lind. Lind will put it up and in for two. Lind, her sixth steal. And again, she's working on a triple-double here with 4 more steals. This pass going to be stolen away by Ella Sell, who will take it to the basket. It's through! So Sell with the steal and in for 2. She'll get the possibility for a 3-point play. 44-15 is the score. I think it should be 46, going on 47. There we go. And no good on that one from LSL, but the rebound here by Jusak. Out to Lind, now to Lottie for 3! Sophie Lottie gets 3. And now she'll have 17. She had 14. 5-second has been reached, so they did not inbound it in 5 seconds, and well, I think that was a 3 from Lottie. It is. It was 46. Now it's 49, so they just got her point total a little bit off, I think. So we'll wait. Should be 17. They were at 16. Either way, Dragons have it. Give it off on the far side to Summer Thiemann. No good on that shot. Lottie drives in quickly, puts up the shot. It's in for 2. And that will give her 16. I was looking at the wrong player, by the way. And this inbound, trying to get it to Brecken Hansen. She keeps it alive, but Sophie Lottie going to be credited with a steal there in the backcourt for the Dragons. She's taking it, gives it off far side to Summer Thiemann, but I think they're going to get a charge on Lottie. And Lottie, she laughs about it, but I think she's not too pleased with that call. I think it's one of those laughs where it's like, oh, you're kidding. 51-15 is the score. They've corrected it, but I still don't think they're correct on Lottie's points. She should have about 19 right now. Either way, Hinckley-Finlayson has it. A shot from Krieger is no good. And Lottie is going to get the rebound. A good look there from Krieger, but shot is no good. Another rebound here for Lottie. Lind will bounce passes to Thiemann. Thiemann's going to work across to Sophie Lottie for 3. It's good! Lottie's feeling it! And if my calculations were correct, that'd be 22, but apparently they're not. She only has 19. Again, my stats are super unofficial, so we'll wait, because according to me, she'd be 2 points away from that 1,000 career mark, but according to the scoreboard, she's 5. So again, we will wait and see, because the coaches will take the timeout when it's time. 54-15 is the score. Reese Hartle, works with it on the near side to Gracie Olsen. Olsen, bounce pass, that's going to be a kick ball. Yep, Chloe Lind kicked it as she tried to keep it in the backcourt. So the Jaguars will get to inbound here off the kick ball. Reese Hartle will work right at her bench, and we'll look to inbound. Inbounds it to Krieger. Krieger drifts to the far side. She'll bounce pass to Gracie Olsen, who's guarded by Jusak. Inside pass to Krieger. Krieger to Hansen. Hansen gives it inside. Spin move by Degerstrom. Her shot is up and no good. Wow. Rebounded by Summer Thiemann. I thought that was a beautiful spin move by Degerstrom, and then the shot just could not fall to Lottie. Oh, they're trying to get her points right away here. LSL will get the pass from Thiemann, and Lottie left alone. Can't do that. It's good! That should have been it, but they have her at 22. I'll stick with that. Lottie trying. She's trying to will herself to it. 22 points. She needs 2 more. Lottie is 2 points away from 1,000 career points as her team leads 57-15. 15-12 to go here in the second half. That inbound pass goes to Sydney Krieger from Degerstrom. Krieger trying to work on Thiemann. She drives, gets past Thiemann for just a moment. Now she's trying to work. She gets a screen from Hansen and then loses the ball, and she'll get it off to Degerstrom. Degerstrom working on Lottie. Degerstrom. It has the ball poked out. Here we go. Lottie, 1,000 career points. Sophie Lottie has done it. Sophie Lottie with 1,000 career points with that basket there. Congratulations to Sophie Lottie. 1,000 career points, and her teammates rush to her, as that has got to be a huge point of her career. Sophie Lottie has hit her 1,000th career point. Congratulations to Sophie Lottie. Her senior year, she couldn't play last year. Her junior year, she comes back her senior year. She's committed to play D1 basketball. Just hit her 1,000th career point. Congratulations to Sophie Lottie on 1,000 career points. Wow, what a career it has been for Sophie Lottie. And she gets it on a steal, no less. So Sophie Lottie, with 24 points here in this game, gets her to 1,000 on her career. Congratulations to Sophie Lottie. She's going to take a much-deserved rest as her team leads. Well, now we got to fix the scoreboard because I believe it. Yep, there we go. 59-15. Once again, congratulations, Sophie Lottie, on 1,000 career points. 15:09 to go in this game. Dragons lead 59-15, excuse me, as Reese Hartle takes it up the court, driving quickly, gives it inside. Nice pass to enter Degerstrom, and she was fouled. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Foul is going to be on, well, that can't be right. They call it on Lottie, but Lottie's on the bench. I'm not sure who they give that one to, as the shot is up and good from Degerstrom. Lind, maybe? I think they're going to get Lind for it. And Degerstrom's second shot is no good, so she goes 1 of 2. But her teammate Gracie Olsen gets the rebound. Now a fight for the rebound as Degerstrom gets back. Gives it off to Hartle. Gets it inside to Degerstrom. Degerstrom spin move on Metling. Shot is up. Oh, no good. Unkind roll, and Lind will get the rebound. She works it up the court quickly. She stops. She gives it off to Piper Metling. Metling on the far side for 3. That's good! Piper Metling from 3 drains it, and it's 62-16. Reese Hartle will take it up the court for the Jaguars. Trying to get around the defender, Thiemann. She drives, gives it off now to Degerstrom. Degerstrom guarded by Jusak. Degerstrom will stand on the near side elbow. She gives it off to Hartle. Hartle spins around, gives it back to Hansen. Hansen trying to go inside to Krieger, and then that ball was tipped in a race for it before it goes out of bounds, but it will go out of bounds. Last touched by the Dragons. (62-16), 14-13 to go here in this second half. This inbound pass is stolen away by Chloe Lind. She's nearly going to have a triple-double. She works it up, gives it off to Jusak. Jusak will just take the little 2 right before the basket, puts it up and in for 2. 64-16. Reese Hartle up the court once again on the near side, trying to get around the defender, Thiemann. He's got around her a couple of times. Now bounce pass here to Olsen. Olsen going to drive inside. Inside on Metling. Gives it off now to Krieger. Krieger has that one pit-pocketed by Metling, and she'll take it up the court. Going to turn on the afterburners. Her shot is up, no good, but she was fouled, and that foul going to be committed by Brecken Hansen, her second, and the team's second here of the second half. So Piper Metling at the line to shoot 2. First one's up, no good, rattles out. Belsheim, Lottie, and Vivian Lottie will check into the game for Lind, Sell, and Jusak. Also checking out Reese Hartle, Hansen, and Olson on the Jaguar side. And it's Vet, Staffney, and Taggart who check in. Metling no good on the second. Lottie with the rebound. She'll give it off to Emma Belsheim, who fakes a three, drives inside, puts up a shot just off the mark. Rebounded there by Natalie Staffney. Staffney, she'll give it off to Degerstrom. Degerstrom's going to take it up on the far side of the court. She's going to turn on the speed, then stop. She's going to drive back, working on Belsheim. Wants to give it to Staffney, but she's guarded well. Now she has nowhere to go with it, and we're going to get a timeout called here by Hinckley-Finlayson and head coach Robert Witter. Yeah, that was a tough situation for Degerstrom to be in. She wanted to give it off to two of her players that were in the far side corner and then right behind her, but the defense was so close and the man coverage was so good, she had no opportunity to even think about passing it. And I don't know if it would have worked to even throw it off of the defender, because the defenders were, I think, a little too far away from that boundary line to try and throw it off and hope that it will go out of bounds off the defender. So that's unfortunate there for Witter. He has to call a timeout and kind of regroup his team. That was just a tough spot for Degerstrom to be in. That's unfortunate because she had a lane for a moment, and then it closed quickly by Pine City, and her teammates just had really no chance of an opening. Bounce pass inbound to Staffney, now to Degerstrom. Beautiful passing there as Degerstrom will put it up and in for two. Again, the passing that first half for Hinckley-Finlayson is really what got them going, and we see it here. Lottie, she's not done tonight. She works against the defender. She finds a lane to the basket. Oh, and then just got that ball up late, but it was because she was fouled. So as she got the ball up late, it's due to her getting fouled, and 25 is going to get the foul. That's Devet, her first, team's third. And it's Sophie Lottie at the line to shoot two. First one in. So now 25 points on the night. Make it 65-18. Second one is good as well. Make it 26 on the night. 1,002 career points for Sophie Lottie. Hannah Hartle will work it up the court and bounce pass there to Staffney. Staffney gives it back to Hannah Hartle. Hartle gives it off now to Taggart. Taggart on the far side, guarded well by Thiemann, but she's going to work around, and there's the speed again. Oh, and we're going to get a foul. They're going to call Belsheim. Belsheim's sitting there like, what? Belsheim going to be called for the foul. That's her third. Team's, what, third? Yes, team's third. Her third as well. So Hinckley-Finlayson will inbound it again. Degerstrom inbounds to Vet, and she gives it off to Hannah Hartle. Hannah Hartle will pull up from three. Oh, just off the mark. I thought that was through, honestly, but Piper Metling going to get the rebound. She'll give it off to Sophie Lottie. Lottie, one-hand pass to Thiemann for three. It's no good. And Staffney and Vivian Lottie tie up the rebound, and we're going to get a, I believe, they're going to get a foul on Vivian Lottie. I respectfully disagree. Again, it's one of those situations where I think they were both going after the rebound, and it should be a tie-up in a jump ball. But we will stick with what the referees say. Again, this is not what they do for a living, as we get a kick ball here. Sophie Lottie kicks it, and she shrugs it off, looks at her head coach, Ted Haas, and she just says, really? So the Jaguars, again, they have found a little bit of a rhythm here, and then their defense starts to feel it as well. So they will get it off to Tevet. Oh, she picks it up and dribbles it and then picks it up again. Now she'll get it off to Staffney. Staffney gets around the defender, puts up a shot. It rolls home for Natalie Staffney. Nice job there by Staffney to get that shot up over the defender's hands and get it to fall. 66-20 is the score. Lottie working on the defender. She finds a lane. Instead, she'll give it back out to Emma Belsheim, who pulls up from three. High arcing shot is through for Emma Belsheim. No way they called that a two. They call it a two, I guess. 68-22. They call her shot a two. So Emma Belsheim for two. That's all right. And that pass, errant, trying to get it to Anna Degerstrom with Staffney. Goes over her head out of bounds, and it will go back to the Dragons. 11:43 to go. Hinckley-Finlayson got some work to do, but again, when they get their speed rolling, man, oh man, are they hard to stop. And if you're Hinckley-Finlayson, I think you work with as much speed as you can and then try and pass off that, because that's what's been working here tonight. Give to Lynn. She fakes the three. Gives it to Piper Metling. Metling, she's taking a three from that range. Instead, she'll give it to Vivian Lotti for three. That's off the back of the rim. No good. Rebounded here by Tvet. And she works up the court quickly, trying to use her speed. Instead, she'll stop. Give it back to Gracie Olsen. Olsen, no one around her. Pulls up from three. That's no good. And the rebound here by Staffney. Her shot is up off the backboard and in. Bank shot there for Natalie Staffney is good. And we're going to get a timeout here called by Pine City. 11:11 to go here in the second half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. 68-22 is the score. Pine City leads over Hinckley-Finlayson. Embrace Orthodontics, custom braces or Invisalign with 3 locations, Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Dr. Severs is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. You can start today at EmbraceMN.com. I want to thank all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring this broadcast. Also, thank you to everyone who tuned in here tonight, whether you're watching on our YouTube via our website at WCMPradio.com. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe because you don't want to miss any of the games we call, especially if you're a Pine City or Hinckley-Finlayson fan. If you subscribe, you will get notified when a Pine City or Hinckley-Finlayson game starts, so be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching via YouTube. If you're listening on the radio, thanks so much for tuning in here tonight. Hopefully, you're not on the roads here tonight. I know it's light and fluffy snow, and it's not wet and slippery like it was last week, but it still can be a little bit dangerous because with the exhaust running, that can melt the snow a little bit and create that black ice. So if you are on the roads, please drive safe. Hopefully you make it to wherever you're going safely here tonight. And if you're listening at home, thanks so much either way for tuning in here tonight. Pine City taking on Hinckley-Finlayson in the Great River Conference matchup as Piper Metling out of the timeout will inbound here to Chloe Lynn. Lynn at the top of the key gives it off to Ella Sell. Sell wants to give it off to Vivian Lotti. Oh, and the pass is errant, but coming back to grab it is Piper Metling, and she finds a lane. She'll give it off to Jusak. Maybe pushed in the back a little bit, but she gets her own rebound. We'll give it off to Lotti. That's three. That's good! Jusak with the rebound, gives it off to Lotti, and it's 71-22. Vivian Lotti, by the way, got that score. It's 10:40 to go here in the game. Taggart with it, trying to find someone to give it off to. She does, finally, to Tvet. Tvet on the far side. Trying to work inside. And, I don't know if she intended to do that, but nice pass back to Hannah Hartle. And trying to go to Staffney, and that's just out of the reach of Staffney. Wow, what a pass there from Hannah Hartle. Again, I don't know if she meant to do it, but it was an interesting one and got back to her teammate, but unfortunately the pass goes awry, and now Chloe Lynn will start with it up the court. Oh, and I don't know how she got that one to fall, but she does. She drops it in for two to make it 73-22 with 10:15 to go. Taggart takes it up the court. She gets a screen from her teammate, Vet. And now Taggart will take it to the basket. No good. Staffney, falls hard to her hip. So nice pass there from Taggart to Staffney, but we're going to get a foul call here on Pine City. I think that was 12 they called it on. Jusak, maybe? I think that's who they called it on. It's going to be her second and the team's fifth. Shot is up. And good from Natalie Staffney to make it 73-23. Taggart will check out. In for her is Reese Hartle. Again, Natalie Staffney at the line to shoot one more. Shot is up and good. Staffney will now lead the team with 8 points here tonight. Lynn will get the inbound pass. She works up the court. She's working on Reese Hartle, but Hartle not afraid as she's man-to-man with her. And this pass to Jusak, and she turns around. She's like, hey, where's the foul on that one? She didn't get it, but she gets it to fall. 75-24, 9:40 to go. Hey, Reese Hartle, nice move. Gives it off to Hannah Hartle. A long three, but it's on the mark. It just goes off the rim. Rebounded by Reese Hartle. Reese Hartle working on Vivian Lotti. She wanted to go back to Hannah Hartle, but this one is going to be stolen away by Carly Jusak. Jusak, and doesn't get that one to fall. Nice rebound there by Hannah Hartle. Now to Staffney up the court, nearly stolen away by Ella Sell. Instead, it's a three-point opportunity for Hannah Hartle. No good. Staffney with the rebound for Hinckley-Finlayson. She puts up the shot. It's no good. And Jusak flies out of nowhere to get that rebound. She'll be closing in on a double-double. That will give her a double-double. Lind at the top of the key gets a pass from Jusak. Now into the near side corner for Vivian Lotti. Inside to Carly Jusak. Up and in for two. 77-24 is the score. 8:50 to go in the second half. Reese Hartle trying to get around the corner on Piper Metling. Gives it back to Tvet. She's working on Vivian Lotti. Now she tries to get around. Again, the speed, and this pass just behind Gracie Olson. Olson went one way, Tvet's pass went the other. Just a little bit of miscommunication there by the Jaguars. And the ball will go back to Pine City. Sophie Lottie, Emma Belsheim, Summer Thiemann check in for Vivian Lottie, LSL, and Chloe Lind. Looks like no substitutions here for Hinckley-Finlayson. Jusak inbounds to Lottie, and she'll give it back to Jusak. And now in the front court, Jusak trying to get around two defenders. She's bumped, gives it off to Lottie for three. That's just off the mark. Rebounded by Jusak. And she'll give it off to Piper Metling. Metling drives just inside the perimeter, gives it off to Lottie. Lottie wanted to go inside to Jusak, outside to Belsheim. Belsheim has to turn around for that one. Now she dribbles, trying to find someone, but it's poked out by Reese Hartle. Belsheim will fall to the court to get it, and this pass is going to be stolen away by Gracie Olson. And here's where the speed will come back to bite Pine City. And this pass, just past Tvet, but it's Hansen who gets it back. Now off to Hannah Hartle, and that pass is well above Hannah Hartle's reach. So the Dragons will get it back off the turnover. 26 points for Sophie Lottie, who inbounds to Carly Jusak, who just got her 12th point recently. And Jusak working around Hartle. She gets inside, gives it out to Summer Thiemann. Thiemann going to work back to the top of the key. She stops, slides around, gives it off to Belsheim. Belsheim steps back, resets, gives it off to Lottie. Lottie getting around the defender, Reese Hartle. She'll give it out. Wanted Belsheim, but now wants Jusak, and instead she'll give it to Summer Thiemann. I'm not sure the call on that one. Maybe somebody in the paint too long. So turnover here for Pine City, and Hinckley-Finlayson will get it back. We now have running clock under 7 minutes to go. 77-24 the lead for Pine City. Reese Hartle has it, and she'll work it up the court, working on Summer Thiemann. Those two have had a pretty good battle all night, but Reese Hartle nearly won that one, and unfortunately she picked up her dribble, so couldn't get past Thiemann, and she'll give it to Gracie Olson. Now off to Hannah Hartle, who does a pretty good job of leaning into the defender on that one to get the foul, and she'll go to the line to shoot three. So Piper Metling, the guilty Dragon. Again, Hannah Hartle, sometimes you don't need to get fouled. Sometimes you just need to lean into a foul, and you'll get it called, and Hannah Hartle did there. And I'm not saying anything bad about that. That's a smart play by Hannah Hartle. Sometimes when you can't get it going your way, if you lean into a foul or lean into a jumping defender and you get them to follow you, that's even better. Hannah Hartle makes her first, misses her second. Anna Degerstrom will look to check in for Gracie Olson. 77-25 with 6 minutes and running. Hannah Hartle's second one is good, so she'll make 2 of 3 for her first points of the evening, 77-26. Jusak works it up the court around one defender, now drives inside. She loses control of the ball. It's going to be stolen away by Reese Hartle. Working it up the court, and she had her sister Hannah Hartle deep, but just didn't want to pull the trigger. Instead, she'll pull it to the top of the key, give it off to Sydney Krieger. Krieger on the far side gives it in the corner to Vet. And Vet guarded well. That ball going to be tipped and on the ground still. Hannah Hartle has it. And they're going to call that a jump ball. I didn't think the Pine City defender had enough hand on it to call that a jump ball. They've kind of been back and forth on that call tonight between jump ball and foul, and that one's a little bit questionable as to if it was a jump ball. But either way, the possession arrow favors the Dragons, and Lottie will start with it with 5 minutes to go. Lottie gives it off to Jusak on the far side. Jusak to Belsheim. Belsheim thought about 3. Instead, she'll wait. He'll give it off to Piper Metling. Metling will go inside, trying to get it to Lottie. It was tipped, and Jusak will give it all the way across court to Summer Thiemann for 3. That's just off the front of the rim, no good. And then Hannah Hartle lost it, but it's going to roll out. I think it last touched Belsheim, so Jaguars catch a break there as 4:34 to go. 77-26, the Dragons lead. Get a couple substitutions. Lottie and Jusak will check out. Sell and Vivian Lottie will check in for the Dragons. Reese Hartle will kind of start by walking and now getting past the defender. In an open lane to the basket. Not fouled. She was fouled. Just a late whistle, and I believe Piper Metling going to be the guilty Dragon again. Reese Hartle kind of lulled the defender into a false sense of, I'm just taking it slow. And then she zoomed past the defender to the basket, and that will be on Piper Metling. They're saying it's their third. I've only got her second. Doesn't matter. Semantics at this point. Reese Hartle at the line, and her first one, it rattles out. So Reese Hartle no good on the first of 2. And her second one goes through. 3:35 to go. Inbound pass to LSL. LSL on the near side. That ball's tipped out of bounds. Trying to get it to Thiemann, but tipped out by Hansen, Brecken Hansen. LSL, again, one of the few seniors here on this Pine City squad. She'll look to inbound. Gets it to Belsheim in the near side corner. Belsheim works out of that corner. It was poked out by Reese Hartle. And Belsheim going to be double teamed. We're going to get... See, and that one's a foul, and I thought that should have been a jump ball. So Reese Hartle going to be the guilty Jaguar, and that's going to be the team's, I think, fourth here. Let's count 1, 2, 3, and fourth of the second half. This inbound to Vivian Lottie. Vivian Lottie will give it off to LSL. LSL will work to the opposite side, which is the near side, and give it back to Metling. Piper Metling. She's going to drive inside. Nearly had it stolen away. It was poked out again by Reese Hartle. She'll give it back to Emma Belsheim. Now all the way across court to LSL. LSL going to work inside. Puts up a little floater. It's off the rim. No good. Vivian Lottie will come down with the rebound. She's going to work around the perimeter and wanted to give it back to Sell. She will. Sell will work to the top of the key. Oh, let me get a foul call here on Pine City. They call that on Vivian Lottie. Team's eighth. 2:15 to go. Reese Hartle, that one's poked out by Summer Thiemann, and Reese Hartle just does a good job of kind of almost blocking Thiemann from going and getting it. And a Degerstrom will look to inbound here for Hinckley-Finlayson. 2 minutes, and the clock is running. Inbound to Hannah Hartle. She'll give it off to Reese Hartle. Reese Hartle on that far side working on Thiemann. That's been a good battle all night. Hartle lost it for a moment, and her sister almost got it. She'll give it off now to Hansen. Hansen goes inside. Can't read the number. That's Krieger. Krieger trying to give it off, and it's nearly stolen away by Thiemann. Thiemann has it. And that's a jump ball. See, that just is so interesting on these calls. Either way, Hinckley-Finlayson will get it back. 77-27 is the score with 1:30 to go here in the game. Reese Hartle will look to inbound. She's going to lob it, and that's nowhere near anyone. It's stolen away by LSL, who will give it to Belsheim. Belsheim in the front court with 1:20 to go. It's knocked away and picked up by Degerstrom for the steal. Degerstrom works to the line. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded here by Vivian Lottie. Lottie, and that's stolen away by Degerstrom. Her shot is up and no good. So Degerstrom with 2 steals here, and that ball going to be knocked away. Piper Metling. Oh, and then Hansen kind of almost tackles Thiemann. Not anything mean by it by any stretch of the imagination. Hansen was just going after the ball, and Thiemann turned around as soon as Hansen got there, and she just kind of ran her over. So nothing mean by it by any means. Emma Belsheim picks up her dribble near midcourt. She gets it off here to Summer Thiemann with 40 seconds to go. Thiemann bounce pass. Nice pass to Vivian Lottie to Piper Metling. Metling going to drive inside, and she'll give it back to Belsheim. Belsheim is going to have to pass it. She did dribble it, and Thiemann will now work with it. Thiemann trying to work inside. Puts up a shot. No good. But she's fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2, which would bring out the rest of the clock. Now, I don't know how this will work, because that will be the rest of the game, as it's the third foul for Reese Hartle and the 6th in the half. This will take up the rest of the game as we are at 7 seconds left, so I don't know if they do, as there we go. Summer Thiemann got her first points of the game there, and 2-1, so they're not even going to let her take the second shot, which golly, I don't know about that. That's the rules, apparently. That's tough. So 78-27 is the final. And Pine City gets the victory, 78-27. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll recap this game. And we'll also get an interview with our A&W player of the game here as Pine City defeats Hinckley-Finlayson 78-27. You're listening to Girls Basketball on 100.9
Most Americans
FM,
do not have a
WCMP.
proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings, with expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Ice Ante has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Ice Ante, or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Back here on WCMP, we are now joined by our player of the game, which is Sophie Lottie. Sophie, congratulations, first of all, on the victory and on 1,000 points.
Thank you very much.
How does it feel to get to that 1,000 career point mark, especially after last year? You had to miss last year, and then coming back for your senior year.
It's a very emotional moment. I did have some tears in my eyes just from all the support that's been around me from all my injury and all my teammates just staying by my side and just encouraging me and just believing in me that I can get it.
And now you got to get this at home, and that's kind of due to last week, kind of having those games kind of postponed. But how does it feel to get that 1,000 career point mark at home?
It feels really good. Just first of all, we had a lot of people here tonight and just like a good fan base, so that felt really good. And we were really blessed to have them all here. And then just to be in front of a home crowd is just really nice. And then honestly, to get it kind of out of the way and just finally have a game after so long feels really good.
Absolutely. And now, again, you got another win here at home. But how important is it to get these conference wins early on in the season?
It's really important. Our conference, like as we've had success in the past, we shouldn't overlook anybody. And like Hinckley's tough. Like they are pretty scrappy, and so it's important for us to hold our own and just continue our dominance throughout.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the win. Thank you for joining me. And again, congrats on 1,000 career points.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, that was Sophie Lottie, our A&W player of the game. 1,000 career points she hit here in tonight's game. And again, after missing last year, her junior year due to injury, coming back this year, of course, games postponed last week, and now she gets to have her 1,000th career point at home. That is such a cool career mark to get, and I'm so glad we were able to be out here and to watch her get to that point. That is such an incredible feat for her to be able to do, again, just come back from an injury like that. A lot of times with an injury, that can really kind of, I don't want to say derail a person's career, but it can have an effect on the player's performance and how they play and how they kind of practice and how they run things. So it is very tough to come back from that, of course. And then you've got the mental side of things. They don't want to, I'm sure, it is in the back of her mind, hey, I don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to, I don't want to injure my knee. Of course, she's going and playing D1 basketball, so I'm sure that's in the back of her mind as well. But just a huge, huge shout out and congrats to Sophie Lotti on 1,000 career points for Sophie Lotti. Of course, our A&W player of the game. We'll be right back after a short commercial break. You're listening to Basketball on WCMP.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank & Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank & Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear & Swanson will make sure.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Of course, Sophie Lotti, our A&W player of the game. She hit her 1,000th career point in this game, and now she has 1,002 after her 26-point performance, and that leads the team with 26. She almost had a double-double. She grabbed 7 rebounds as well. Then we looked at Chloe Lindo at 18 points. She did have a double-double with 10 rebounds, and she almost had a triple-double. She had 7 steals in this game. And then we go to Carly Juszak, who had 12 points, 15 rebounds, a double-double for her. LSL had 10 points and a couple of rebounds as well. And then 3 points for Vivian Lotti and Piper Metling, 2 for Emma Belsheim, and 1 for Summer Thiemann. Unfortunately, she didn't get a chance at that second one because the clock ran out, and they didn't allow her to take that second free throw opportunity, but again, that is just how it works, unfortunately. But that will bring us to the end of this one, as again, 7 steals for Chloe Lynn. That leads the team. 4 for LSL, 3 for Sophie Lotti, and for Carly Juszak. They had 18 total in this game and 17 total fouls. On the other side for Hinckley-Finlayson, leading the way for them was Natalie Staffney with 8. She had 6 of those points here in the second half, and then 5 for Anna Degerstrom, 4 for Gracie Olson, 3 for Brecken Hansen, and 2 for Hazen Taggart, Hannah Hartle, Sydney Krieger, and then 1 for Reese Hartle. And they had Natalie Staffney with 4 rebounds, 3 for Reese Hartle and Anna Degerstrom. They grabbed 4 steals here in the second half for 7 total in the game and 18 total fouls in the game, as well as they had 6 here in the second half. So a much cleaner half for Hinckley-Finlayson, but unfortunately just couldn't find any rhythm that they needed here on offense, as the defense for Pine City seemingly got even better in the second half. And again, it was the speed for Hinckley-Finlayson that we looked at, that it was like, okay, if Hinckley-Finlayson can use their speed and can get past the defense of Pine City, they can really make things happen. And they were doing that in the first half. They instead of going on a straight line to the basket, they would go on the outside and just use their speed to get around and almost either get a foul or get a basket, or even both at times. But unfortunately, Pine City figured out what was happening, and they just were able to turn things around and make sure that Hinckley-Finlayson didn't get that opportunity too many times. But for Pine City, they do get the victory, 78-27 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Of course, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible with custom braces or Invisalign. They will also do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. And if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget. Find out more at EmbraceMN.com. So I want to thank everyone here who tuned in here tonight, whether you were listening on the radio on 100.9 FM or you were watching our YouTube via our website, WCMPradio.com. If you are watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe, because when you subscribe, you'll be notified anytime that we have a game live on this YouTube channel. Of course, whether it's Pine City, Hinckley-Finlayson, or any other of the local teams, be sure to like and subscribe. Of course, thanks to all the fine sponsors who sponsored this broadcast. We couldn't do it without them, so thanks so much to all of them. Again, for Pine City, this is another win in the win column for them, as they move to 3-1 on the season and 2-0 in the conference. As for Hinckley-Finlayson, unfortunately, this will push them to 1-6 on the season and 0-3 in the conference. But again, like you heard from Sophie Lanti, this is a scrappy Hinckley-Finlayson team. They are not going to just lie down and take it and going away. They are going to fight, and they are going to fight hard, and they did so here in this game. Just unfortunately, the rhythm they had in the first half, where they found it late, just could not translate to the second half. Schedule-wise here for Hinckley-Finlayson, this is their last game for some time. In fact, they'll wait over a week until they play. They'll play next Tuesday in the holiday tournaments, which begin next Tuesday. They'll play next Tuesday at the Chisholm tournament and next Wednesday at the Chisholm tournament as well. Next Tuesday, they'll start play at 2:30 at the Chisholm tournament. So this is their last game for, again, 8 days before they're back at Chisholm next Tuesday and Wednesday. As for your Pine City Dragons, as we take a look at their schedule, moving to 3-1, a couple of postponements, this is their last game until Thursday, in which they will play up in Esco. Yeah, so we won't be able to unfortunately call that game, but they will be up in Esco on Thursday right before Christmas. Then they will get a couple days off for Christmas before they play again next Thursday at the one of the holiday tournaments. I forgot which one this is, but they'll play against Pequot Lakes on next Thursday against Pequot Lakes at St. Cloud State, and then they'll play next Friday against Albany at College of St. Ben's. And then as we look to back to the kind of the regular schedule, they'll be back on the road in January, on Tuesday, January 3rd, up in Onamia to take on the Mille Lacs Raiders. It's a couple of road games. Don't worry, we will be following them for a good chunk of this season. But when they get out of the holiday tournament, it's going to be a few road games. It starts with Esco, then the holiday tournament, then Onamia, Rush City, Crosby Ironton, Ogilvie, Goodhue, Hermantown, and Hinckley-Finlayson. All of those games are on the road before they come back home on Tuesday, January 24th to take on Bram. So they've got a good chunk of a road game coming up here. But we will try and get to as many of those games as we possibly can. So, again, thanks so much for everybody who tuned in here tonight. The final score, Pine City, 78, Hinckley-Finlayson, 27. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks so much to all the fine sponsors. Thanks to Joshua for paying attention and getting me on and off air here. Sorry, Josh, I know I'm running long and I know I'm keeping you, so you can blame me on the morning show. Don't forget to stay tuned to KBEK with Rock and Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30, and with Joshua Miron on 100.9 FM at 7:45 and 8:45 for your local sports updates. We'll give you updates from this game and all the other local games around the local listening area. Last time, the final here, Pine City 78, Hinckley-Finlayson 27. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Remember, be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could really make their day. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a good and safe rest of your night.